Hello there, running it's Manny again, and there's really not much going on. I saw a couple of things on social media, and it made me think of a topic for today, just to give us a little bit of something to talk about, because, right now there is a lull, but the lull is going to go away very, very quickly. As a matter of fact, I have some predictions of what's going to be happening starting probably this week. But before we do, guys, you guys have been doing an amazing job. Keep subscribing to the channel. We're over 600. Again, if I get to 1,000, I'm going to have to go live. Guys, I want you to have to make me go live because I think that would be amazing. That would be good. Those of you who are doing virtual, you guys can look in. If you guys can't make it for whatever reason, you guys can look in so you can see live action and we can answer your questions. But anyways, with that said, guys, subscribe. Keep commenting on the channel. Comment as much as you want. Guys, I also have a Facebook chat page. So if you go to the Running Ears, you have to be asked to join. Please ask to join. And then I have a chat set up, and I have a chat set up for registration for Walt Disney World Marathon that's coming up, and of course Springtime Surprise, which is in a little over a couple weeks. But guys, before we get to today's topic, we do have to talk about a couple of things. Number one is just basically predictions of what's going to happen. Number one is I really do believe that, and I'm pretty safe in saying this, we're probably going to get by Friday, we're going to get some information on the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend, some theming, pricing, that's going to happen. Guys, by the way, somebody asked me today, said, what do you think the theming is going to be? With the 100th anniversary coming, I wouldn't doubt it if they did something nostalgic. So, old school Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Goofy, that kind of stuff. I think that they might do that. I think they're going to incorporate the 100-year anniversary into it. The ribbons on the medals, which they have been doing for the 50th. I think they're going to continue something like that. But how cool would a Mickey, an old school Mickey, like from Steamboat Willie, and then you turn it around and you got the 100th anniversary emblem on that too, or again around it, something like that. I think that would be really cool. But again, we're going to get something very, very soon. I'm thinking by, my colleague is saying by Thursday, and I actually think she might be right. You want to know why? Because this always drops whenever I'm busy, and Thursday I'm set to be very busy that day. So something tells me it's going to drop right when I'm very, very busy. But if not by Friday, we should know something. And guys, about a week later, we'll find out about Springtime Surprise. We're going to get merch, we're going to get courses, things like that. So we're going to get information. So be on the lookout for that, and of course I'll make videos trying to explain, go over what do I think, what do you guys think, especially when I get some comments either down below, or do I get comments on social media, and let's move on. So guys, we have Springtime Surprise coming up, and a couple of questions were asked. One of them had to do with, hey, why don't we run Thursday night? Because last year Springtime Surprise, we did the nostalgic runs. So Adventure Everest was on Thursday night. We had Friday off, and then we ran Saturday and Sunday. So this year, it's a little bit different. We run Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it made me think, this one and something else, which I'll go into in a little bit, made me think, I made a video of 5 things that we'll probably never see again, but I thought maybe 5 things that may happen again. And so I thought to myself, this is a good start for this. But let's go on and let's list the 5 things that may happen again at a Run Disney event. So number 1 is going to be kids races. I do believe kids races are coming back at Disney World. Now, we all know at Disneyland, they are scheduled to be there. They sold out. So that one was the last one to sell out when they sold out about a month ago, or when they were selling them about a month ago. So do I think they're going to come back at Walt Disney World? And the answer is yes, I do believe so. I think that the issues probably are going to be something to do with staffing and so forth. So I think they're going to, I would not doubt it if they put one in for the Walt Disney World Marathon or even Princess or Springtime Surprise of next year. But I do believe, of course, we're going to have next year's series, which starts in November. I think by the following year's series, for sure we'll have kids runs back. I think that this year, obviously, Wine and Dine is not having it. But I do see possibly Walt Disney World Marathon. We'll find out this week, won't we? Number 2 is somebody asked about, are they selling the Run Disney shoes? I've heard about this and so forth and so on. And those of you guys that are new, New Balance had a whole section at the expo, And it was actually the virtual queue before there was a virtual queue, because you had to go and get a number. And when it was your time, you would come back. But it was more of a, it wasn't a virtual queue, because you had to come back and ask. So it was a queue that you had to come back and ask. Cause, I have number 80. Well, we're on number 60, so come back in about an hour. And so you had to do that. But the shoes were really, really cool. And this is the first time I'm doing this, so hopefully this works. But guys, can you see the shoes right here? If you can, they're actually pretty cool. They're actually really cool shoes. I never bought them, just mainly for the price point. But they were really, really cool. A lot of people bought them to resell them. The start of the resellers. I still remember you would buy them for $125, $150, and back when they were coming out, man, those were expensive. And you can sell them online easily for $200, $250, sometimes even more than that. But they were pretty cool. Do I think they might come back with those? I think with the popularity of runDisney, that has a chance. So those are going to be cool. But then again, you're going to have to get into another virtual queue just to go and buy the shoes that you want. But yes, I do think that one might come back. Number 3, to piggyback on what I said at the beginning, because we had the kids run. I talked about the kids runs, then the shoes. But on social media, they said, what about night runs? Guys, the night run we had last year was, again, it was because of a nostalgic thing. It was Adventure Everest. And people forget that in 2010, the very first Wine and Dine and the first incarnation of the Wine and Dine runs were at nighttime. Do I believe that there's a chance that they may come back? Yes, but I don't believe they're going to have long runs. It's a lot harder for them to do them at night. The last year they had a little bit of a small... And actually, I shouldn't say small. It was a big emergency when it came to the weather. The weather got bad pretty quickly, so it's harder to gather up people, have them come in, and get them back to safety. So I do believe, at dark, it's a lot harder. It has happened before in the past where people will, stagger off the course. They get lost, or they fall down for whatever reason, and it becomes a little bit harder to find them. That's rare, but it has happened before. I've actually seen the stories, and I've seen videos of that happening. So, guys, do I think that they would have a nighttime run? Yes, I think that they probably will look at that. But again, it's going to be something like a 5K, something short, something within boundaries of a park, so that they can keep an eye on everybody. So that way people don't just all of a sudden swerve off on the side and accidentally fall, and then they're in the ditch and nobody sees them, and then, it's a big hoopla after that. But yes, guys, I do think that they will bring back a nighttime run again. 5K is going to be the maximum that they're going to do it, and it's going to be in a park. Another thing that really doesn't happen often, guys, you guys, especially, you've been doing it for a long time and stuff, you realize that where do we finish off? So this is the number 4 thing. Where do we usually finish off? It's going to be Epcot. We usually finish off in Epcot. Epcot is really, really, the location is awesome. Especially for the bus routes and everything. It's really, really good. The hotels are in the back, so you don't have to worry about that. When you have Magic Kingdom, the hotels are right there. It's a little bit harder to get in and out, and so it can clog up, especially the Contemporary, the Fort Wilderness going over there. When it comes to Hollywood Studios, you do have the highways there, so it's a little bit harder again to finish off and block off there. And of course you have Animal Kingdom, which you have the animal, so that itself will, and it's a dead end kind of going that way. So that in itself brings about some problems. Now, they have had in the past the Wine and Dine, the original ones, actually, I shouldn't say the original ones, but some of the earlier ones, you finished off at ESPN Wild Wilder Sports. And that could be, or the complex there, and that could be something that they could do. Of course, some of the 5Ks that were run, they finished off in either Animal Kingdom or Magic Kingdom. And again, that's something I can see. But going back to what I said earlier, I do believe that there will be runs that will finish off in a different park, but I believe it's going to be more or less like 5Ks. I don't believe maybe a 10K, but again, 5Ks, and I could see them doing that, especially, construction of Tron is finished, so maybe going back and doing a 5K at Magic Kingdom. But again, transporting all the start equipment and it's very easy for them to do it at Epcot. Once they finish up, they can just switch out everything. So 5K, switch it out to the 10K, switch it out for the half marathon, and then for a marathon weekend, switch it out to marathon weekend, and you got the finish basically in the same place. And so that's why it's just easier for them to do it. Again, do I think that they can do it? Yeah, I mean, it's something that they might do. And the last thing is one of those things where I think, oh, I kind of put it on the list, but again, this is probably one that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. I remember this was 2010. I started running at Disney World in 2011 when I ran my first marathon there, and I remember they had booths set up there so you can go and register day of. So the days before, or the day before, I should say, you can go and you could register there once the expo was open. And there was people registering for the marathon there. And again, when you looked at the registration, you guys who have done registration will know this. You know, you see it there, and it just remained open. And of course, about a week before, they closed it. And so it would say online, come to the booth and you can sign up there. And yes, there was people that were signing up there. Price was a little bit different. Times were a lot different then, but there seemed to always be openings. This phenomenon had just started happening. It really started happening that I noticed was Star Wars. When Star Wars was out, they would sell out pretty quickly. That's why I think, again, my thought process, and I'll say it again, I think that next year, Springtime Surprise will be Star Wars. But yeah, then all of a sudden this phenomenon came after the pandemic where people just wanted to work out. They got, they were boxed up for so long, they wanted to go do something. And so they got this, and now in days, now that I interact a lot more with you guys, I see you guys sitting there going like, man, I did one, I'm hooked. I did, and so I can tell because I'm about to hit close to 800 miles run there, and all of them have been a blast. I've had a fun time doing them all, but that's it for today's topic. So guys, in the questions down below, I want you to what do you guys want to happen at Walt Disney World Marathon? Is there anything in particular that you're thinking about that might happen? They might announce that next, or actually this week, I should say. Anything that you're looking for Springtime Surprise? Any kind of merchandise or anything? I think the merchandise is going to be really cool. But guys, any other questions that you guys have, please comment down below. Guys, as usual, thank you guys for being subscribers. Thank you guys for keeping this channel going. Guys, create a magical run, create a magical day, and see you sooner than later.